On August 10, 1628, in Stockholm, a crowd gathers to witness a historic moment. The Swedish monarchy is present. There are soldiers, citizens, onlookers. Before them, an imposing warship, decorated and loaded with cannons, the symbol of the power of the Swedish Empire. It sets sail. It travels barely 120 meters. Then the wind shifts. The ship tilts. Water enters through the cannon ports, and within minutes it sinks before everyone's eyes. A public disaster, an impossible humiliation to hide. And yet, it is precisely that failure that made it immortal. The Vasa had been commissioned by King Gustavus Adolphus II at the beginning of the 17th century. It was meant to be a powerful ship, but also spectacular. The original project included 36 cannons, but the king wanted more. Many more. In the end, the Vasa carried 64, all in bronze, distributed over 2 decks. And not only that, monumental sculptures, heavy ornaments, decorations celebrating the monarchy and Swedish military power. It was a ship designed to impress even before it fought, a political message carved in wood. But beauty, at times, has a weight. The builder Henrik Heibertson did not have the mathematical tools we consider essential today to calculate the stability of such a complex ship. The result was an imposing but unbalanced ship. The center of gravity was too high, too much weight above the waterline. The Vasa was stable in harbor, but it was not ready to face a gust of wind with the cannon ports open. 2 gusts of wind were enough. The ship tilted, water rushed in, and the galleon sank into the muddy seabed off Stockholm. Of about 130 people on board, between 30 and 40 lost their lives, a tragedy that marked the memory of the Swedish Empire for generations. After the shipwreck, the Vasa remained on the bottom of the Baltic Sea, not for years, for more than 3 centuries. The cold, low-salinity waters of the Baltic, poor in wood-eating organisms, did something extraordinary. They preserved it. Time did not destroy it. It guarded it. In 1961, after decades of studies and complex operations, the Vasa was finally brought back to the surface. It is estimated that about 95% of the ship is still original. A unique case, the only 17th century ship to have reached us almost completely intact. And here is where the story changes perspective. If the Vasa had been a success, it would probably have taken part in battles. It would have been damaged, perhaps destroyed, like many other ships of its time. Instead, it sank on the very day of its maiden voyage. Its failure spared it from war and delivered it to time. Paradoxically, it survived precisely because it did not work. Today, the Vasa is displayed at the Vasa Museum in Stockholm. It is not a replica. It is the original ship from 1628. Walking around the hull means observing an object that has crossed almost 4 centuries of history. The dark wood, the sculptures, the carved details still tell the ambition with which it was built. But there are not only cannons and decorations. From the Baltic seabed, everyday objects also emerged: shoes, tools, onboard instruments, and even a backgammon board left underwater for 333 years. A simple game that reminds us of something essential. On board, there were not only soldiers and officers, but people, men with habits, expectations, moments of pause. The Vasa was born to represent power. It became a symbol of error, and today it is something different. It is a tangible testimony of an era, of a political ambition, of a technical mistake, but also of the way time can turn a failure into memory. There is no irony in this story, nor romanticization. There is a simple fact. A ship sank in a few minutes, and 3 centuries later it is still here. Perhaps this is the detail that strikes the most. Sometimes what does not work, what fails publicly, does not disappear, it remains, but in a different form. Today it stands still, beneath the roof of a museum, and yet it still tells the day when everything went wrong.